Hi, friends. Today we are reading an article published by National Geographic Kids about Cinco de Mayo. Before you start listening, I encourage you to take a few minutes to fill out our KWL chart, write about some of the things you already know about Cinco de Mayo and some things you want to know about Cinco de Mayo. And then after you finish reading and watching the video, you can fill out the notes about what you learned about the holiday and its history. Cinco de Mayo, Fiesta fun. You might hear about Cinco de Mayo parties, but even though celebrations of Cinco de Mayo, which translates to the 5th of May, originated in Mexico, the day is more popular in the United States. So what does Cinco de Mayo celebrate? On the morning of May 5th, 1862, 6,000 French troops stormed the Mexican city of Eroca, Puebla de Zaragoza, to bring it under the French rule. The Mexican soldiers were outnumbered, but they fiercely fought back. By early evening, the French had retreated. Now the people of Puebla, Mexico, observe the holiday Cinco de Mayo to celebrate this victory. The holiday is also widely celebrated in the United States. Americans use the celebration to honor the battle as well as Mexican culture. Chihuahuas, a breed that originated in Mexico, race each other for fun and to raise money for charity during the running of the Chihuahuas in Washington, D.C. In the United States, people attend parades with colorfully dressed dancers, listen to lively Mexican folk music called mariachi, and eat millions of avocados and traditional eats such as guacamole. Washington, D.C. even holds the running of the Chihuahuas, where Chihuahuas, a breed that originated in Mexico, race each other for fun. Cinco de Mayo might be celebrated on the 5th day of May, but it gets a 10 on the fun scale. So now I'm going to show you some of the pictures in this slideshow. Here it says colorful parades are part of Cinco de Mayo celebrations in the United States. This is a picture of a few men in a mariachi band, and it says Mexican folk music called mariachi is often heard on Cinco de Mayo. Oh, this is something that many of us have probably had before. Every year, people in the United States eat millions of avocados in foods like guacamole, a traditional Mexican dish. This is a picture of the flag of Mexico. And the Chihuahua at the Chihuahua races in Washington, D.C. And this is where, on the morning of May 5th, 1862, 6,000 French troops stormed the Mexican city of Eroca, Puebla de Zaragoza to bring it under French rule, and that is where that took place, in Mexico. Mexico is a land of extremes, with high mountains and deep canyons in the center of the country, sweeping deserts in the north, and dense rainforests in the south and east. This is Mexico on a map. Mountains cover much of Mexico. Between the Sierra Madre, Oriental mountain range in the east, and the Sierra Madre, Occidental in the west, lies small mountain ranges on the central plateau. These regions are rich with valuable metals like silver and copper. The stretch of land called the Yucatan Peninsula juts into the Gulf of Mexico from Mexico's southeastern tip. It was once the home of the Maya civilization, an ancient culture whose amazing buildings can still be seen today. People and culture. Mexico is the product of a rich Native American heritage, 3 centuries of Spanish rule, and a shared border with the world's richest country, the United States. Today, many Mexicans are mestizos, which means they have a mix of Native American and Spanish blood. Throughout its history, Mexico has been home to great artists. The Maya and other Native Americans made impressive murals, sculptures, and jewelry. Modern Mexican artists include great painters, photographers, sculptors, and muralists. Mexicans take sports seriously. In ancient times, losers of a ritual ball game were once put to death, In some dangerous sports, like bullfighting and rodeo, which was invented in Mexico, competitors still put their lives on the line. Nature. Few nations on Earth support as many plant and animal species as Mexico does. Located partway between the equator and the Arctic Circle, it is a refuge for animals fleeing extreme cold in the north and intense heat in the south. In northern Mexico, deserts are full of plant and animal species that have found ways to survive the harsh environment. On Mexico's west coast, gray whales swim thousands of miles each year from Alaska to breed in the waters of Baja California. And friends, this is Baja California right here. The rainforests and coastal wetlands of eastern Mexico are home to thousands of tropical plant species and elusive animals like jaguars and quetzal birds. Government and economy. Mexico is rich in natural resources like oil, silver, copper, and agricultural products. Its economy boasts a rich diversity of agricultural crops, highly productive oil fields, a growing manufacturing base, as well as strong trade with the United States and Canada. The Olmec people, Mexico's first complex society, emerged in the southeastern part of the country around 1200 BC. They were later followed by the Maya, the Toltec, and the Aztec peoples. Mexico's ancient societies built great cities and huge pyramids, created remarkable works of art, and even studied the stars and planets to determine when to plant crops and hold ceremonies. In the early 1500s, the Spanish arrived in Mexico. The Aztec people got sick from smallpox and other diseases that the Spanish brought with them. The Spaniards also seized and destroyed the Aztec capital, called Tenochtitlan. The Spanish ruled Mexico until 1821. And this is a picture of the money that they use, their currency. We use dollars in the United States, and they use pesos. And this is, again, a picture of their flag.